O, baby.
Sheila O.
We love you.
Whoa.
Can't wait to see you.
Sheila O, that's where Wyclef Jean feels home. Lord knows, hey, Sheila, what's good?
Checking in, it's your girl Sheila O. How far? What's up? What going? How you all doing? Hope you all keeping safe. My guest today is a beauty queen who was crowned Miss United States 2018 to 2019. Winning the title meant she was one of the first African beauty queens to hold a national pageant title in the U.S., making history. Andromeda touts a master's degree in social works and bachelor's in psychology with a minor in theater arts, and is also a licensed clinical therapist and life coach. No stranger to the stage, she grew up around music and performing arts, having one parent who is a Ghanaian high life musician and another who is a life coach. Andromeda, how far? It's the Afrozons show, and this is How Far. How far now? What's up? What going? How you all doing? Hope you all keeping safe. On this show, you know, we go one-on-one with musical geniuses, entrepreneurs, forward thinkers, fashion icons, pageant queens. All right, you all know where I'm heading to, because my special guest with me today in Lagos, Nigeria is no other than Miss United States 2018-2019, my girl Andromeda. Andromeda, how far?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm well, darling. Really good to see you.
Good to see you.
Can you
Thanks for
imagine?
having
All
me.
the way from the States, and we're here in the
I
motherland.
know.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm here for it, though.
Thank you. So let me do my little intro for you, okay? Andromeda, you are a psychology major. That was your BSc. You had your master's in social works and everything else, and then you're a therapist. You know, right now, but then you transition into the arts, into modeling, and then won the title Miss United States 2018-2019. Girl, what's your story? What made you go from the sciences to the arts?
That's so interesting.
Besides your obvious looks.
Oh, well, thank you. I do have to say I had such a blended upbringing. I have one parent who is a high life musician from Ghana. He was in a band called Sweet Talks back in the 70s and 80s. And another parent who's a life coach and also a psychiatric nurse. So I think the upbringing gave me the best of both worlds. So at an early age, I got involved in theater and did that all throughout 10 years old, throughout university. And then shortly after I graduated from grad school, I was approached to do pageants while still studying to get all of my credits to become a licensed therapist. So it's all happening simultaneously. And at first, I think I felt the pressure of how am I gonna blend these two together? I feel like they're polar opposites, and the beauty industry has so much flack for lack of body positivity and beauty exclusivity. But I said, I think I have an opportunity to use the Miss United States platform to change that. So when I competed and when I won, I really focused a lot on mental health awareness, self-care for women, and body positivity. Also overcoming my own challenges growing up with my own anxieties and, as a teenager, just challenges with eating, disordered eating. So I really used that time to share my story to help other young women blossom in their own. All
right, that's what's up. And you're really into humanitarian work.
Yes.
You're also an ambassador, global ambassador as well. So tell us more about that. What kind of humanitarian services have you used your platform to support the Western world and, of course, the motherland?
Absolutely. I work with the TIS Foundation. They're a nonprofit that's based in DC but also in Nigeria. They are 26 years standing nonprofit.
Oh, wow.
And they work a lot with women and who are domestic violence survivors with rehabilitation, through education, vocational training, of course, regular resources, food and clothing, and any impoverished families. And right before COVID hit, we were also working on bringing mental health tools into the DC school system because the suicide rates were really high amongst their adolescents. So trying to get the right curriculum to empower them on when to seek help, making sure they know what their resources were. So a lot of work with them, and it's been absolutely amazing. And I've recently become the face of a new app coming called the Phoenix Project.
The Phoenix Project, okay.
It's an app for people with PTSD. And when we experience trauma and PTSD, there's a lot of different symptoms, some of which are dissociation, that disconnect from your physical body after going through trauma. So we help to bring you back into your physical body and create a safe space. So it's been amazing, bringing awareness to all these amazing causes.
Awesome. So Andromeda, you also, normally when I read about you, you're being referred to as Ghanaian American, obviously because of your father's heritage and everything else. What roles are you playing in your homeland in Ghana? Are you involved in any mental issues, or are you supporting that? Or, Ghana has also a lot of kids that have disorders. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of common in Ghana. What role do you play with regards to that?
Yeah, destigmatizing mental health, I think, is a feat of its own, especially right here in the motherland.
Yes.
And it's going to require a lot of community connection. So my first trip was just last year.
Yes.
And I think it's really important because even though those are my roots, I'm still also American.
Yes.
So I'm coming into a new environment, and I think sometimes we have this mindset of I want to save the world. So I think the most important thing to start with is to connect with the community first, get to know what the people are telling you that they need, and then adjust what you can provide accordingly. So right now I understand how important spirituality is, right, in our culture and the motherland. So my objective right now is to bring my mental health resources through the church, where I'm educating church leaders to run support groups. That way, once I were to leave or other therapists who volunteer their time leave, they can still keep these support groups going. And we're not calling it therapy, it's just a place to speak, a place to open up, to be vulnerable, connect with other people, and there's so much power in opening up in a group setting. And I hope to also one day do something about the inpatient facilities where people are sent to for psychiatric services, and just making them just more clinically focused, more therapeutic, and bringing in more providers as well.
I'm glad you say that, because the spiritual connection with the medical connection is really important. Knowledge, they say, is power, because an autistic kid in Africa is sometimes referred to as a kid with witchcraft. You know, it's just really ignorance, you know what I mean? And people not knowing that, listen, it is not witchcraft. This child has autism, and this child can be helped. So that's kudos to you for actually working and thinking about starting with the churches. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're the ones that tell the people, and the people follow through, you know? So that's good. In the States, you know, 2020 was really hard for everybody. It was hard for us over here in the motherland as well. And a lot of income was lost, people lost jobs, people lost loved ones, families and friends, you know what I mean? How have you been riding out the COVID? You know, how have you stayed relevant? How have you kept your mission going all through this COVID pandemic that we're still going through?
Well, COVID has been such a hit on so many people, emotionally, financially, physically, especially our Black communities in the US are especially suffering due to the disparities with resources. I would say the TIS Foundation, working with them, has been amazing. We've been providing a lot of food giveaways, especially for the holidays and during the summertime, and just giving people what they needed in terms of sanitation products and face masks, just ways to stay safe. But I think also adjusting to the new normal. Like, we have this big virtual space, and at first it was very easy to feel a little discouraged, maybe a little bit powerless, but then I realized the power behind this virtual connection.
Makes the world small.
Exactly. So just really utilizing that platform through, of course, social media, collaborating with other mental health organizations, doing different lives to teach people on ways to manage their self-care throughout the pandemic, but also throughout quarantine, because that's also been very hard to be disconnected from loved ones, not be able to access your passions, and also ways to navigate how much we're taking in the news and the media. What time of day is proper to do that? When do you cut off from the news? And how much anxiety are you also experiencing as a result of tuning in but so much? So it's been really important. At first I took it as a time to just, reset.
With family.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that was amazing. But then I realized that I have so much knowledge to share that can help a lot of people. So I felt it was a responsibility of mine just to spread awareness on ways to take care of ourselves mentally and emotionally as best as we can through the social media platforms.
Right. You also said as a kid and when you were younger, you did suffer some eating disorder. Was this tied to you being a model, or was it something you had on its own, or was it something that came about because you were a model and of course going through to the pageantry for Miss United States?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely all connected. Experiencing, I was very young when I experienced eating disorder. I started at age 10.
Wow.
And what I've learned throughout being a therapist is that when you experience an eating disorder, it gives you something that you can control, right? I can control what I put in my body, what I don't put in my body. When you're experiencing an environment that you feel like you don't have control over. And at the time, my family was going through their own traumas, their own challenges. I was separated from my mother for a period of time, and that was really difficult. And I think that's when it really exacerbated the most. Also, 10 is when your body is changing and you go from being a kid into transitioning into being an adolescent. And so that connection of now growing up, and my peers weren't doing the same things that we used to do as kids growing up. So feeling a little bit lost. And I would say it's been on and off throughout my whole life, and something I always kept in the back of my head. But Really, I would say is when high school is when things took a turn. That's when I started modeling more locally, feeling like I needed to fit into a certain category or box and look like other women on TV. And then as I got older, I realized that there's different types of bodies. There's different types of beauty.
Yes, we're beautiful. Yes.
And I love pageantry because it really celebrates that.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to be a certain size or color to have success in pageants, or just the experience of competing alone. That really helped me, I think, get a handle on it. But even being a mentor for so many young girls, I felt that if I can really balance this part of me and live to tell about it healthily, I can normalize the conversation as well and help girls who are also feeling very alone in that experience.
And that's priceless. That is priceless. You said you've been to Nigeria twice?
Well, this is my second time.
Second time?
Yes.
And then how many times have you been to Ghana?
My first time was last year, and
what was the experience like?
Oh my God!
Did you get to meet family? Just tell me everything. What was Ghana like for you?
So of course that was the year of return, right? So it was this big thing. Everybody was going back to Ghana, and getting there was had so many challenges. But I finally got there, and my aunt, who I grew up with, my father's one of his older sisters, met me there, and she picked me up and drove me across country from Accra all the way through Cape Coast. We stopped in different villages. I got to see the people.
The slave castle?
Yes, see the slave castle, see real environments, eat food that was made, you know, on different vendors and street corners, and see the schools that my dad went to school to and where he grew up, and just see that whole environment in Cape Coast. It was amazing. And I would say the biggest thing I took from that trip was meeting my brother for the first time.
For the first time?
For the first time ever.
How was that for you?
It was mind-boggling. He looks just like my father. I felt like I was meeting a younger version of him. And then he has two beautiful nieces, and I'm like, I can't wait for them to grow up so I can get them in pageants.
What's up, this Sheila O and the entire Afrozons universe tuning in right now. It is I, Keys to the City Young Side Live, writer, producer, and voice talent for WPWX Power 92.3, radio personality on WBTF 107.9 The Beat from 6P to 10P, and CEO of Hidden Keys Media Incorporated. I got a question. Now, we all know the Western custom of men getting down on one knee and even buying rings to propose to the woman of their dreams. But how do men back in Africa do it? You gotta let me know. Is it the same? Do they add in a couple different little variances? What's the deal?
Hey, Side Keys. Ooh, I love that voice. Anyway, how far? What's up, Wagwan? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Now, marriage and proposal in Africa really is the same thing. The same way you propose over here in the United States or in the UK is the same way you propose in Africa. Same thing, all right? The ring, the lyrics, the proposal, and all that. The only difference is the ceremony, all right? Here is just a simple, go down to the registry and have a wedding and invite family, Bob's your uncle, get a DJ, and everyone's having a good time, cake, champagne, boom. In Africa, nah, not my friend, not that easy. In some tribes, you have to either give the father back everything he spent on his child, all right? Drop a check. In some tribes, you have to come with your boys and lie straight flat on the floor and prostrate because you're trying to get a germ, okay, from that family. In some tribes, you have to do this cultural thing whereby you do things that are of tradition. You know, you eat kola nuts, you exchange all sorts of, I don't know, it's just very deep. So it's the same way you propose, okay? It's just that it's celebrated differently in Africa. So different tribes have different ways. But I love that question. Well, for me, it was just basic, straight up. Would you marry me? Yes, I will.
And always so graceful and gracious. I've witnessed you organize the African Festival annually, bring different artists here to Chicago, go to the motherland with different artists, and I've seen you do it so graciously, like never raise your voice or get bent out of shape or out of character. And that is actually something I've come to love and admire about you as I continue to build and become a more elevated version of the queen that I am. But I also witness you you wear every hat as a woman, a mother, a wife, and yet you take this shit in stride, Sheila. Like, you do this shit so effortlessly. Like, I remember I talked to you when I was in New York and you was like, yeah, baby, I'm in London and I'll be back. I have to be back in 2 days to air my show. Where, like, to queens who are rising and building their empire and getting to where they're going, what are the keys? What are the seeds? Because you're still unstoppable. And just looking back on your career, you've met some amazing people such as Jay-Z. I remember you were doing hosting a party for Meg Thee Stallion. You took her back to Africa with you. Like, you have this dope energy and you don't stop. What are the keys? What are the seeds? Because you planted this long before you manifested it, I'm sure. That shit, I mean, you're inspiring. You inspire me just by being who you are, and like your energy is always dope. What are the keys? What are the seeds, Sheila? What are the keys and seeds, Queen?
Oh wow, what's up, Ariel? What's up, Queen? How you doing, Queen? Listen, it takes a queen to know a queen. So thank you so much for all those accolades. I am so deeply touched by it. I'm really a big fan of women empowerment. I love it when women look up to each other. You know, rather than bringing ourselves down, we bring ourselves up. I'm a key fan of that. So yes, thank you so much for everything. The keys and the seeds, girl, it's just knowing who you are, knowing you're a queen, and accepting nothing but, you know, yes for an answer. And when you get to have those no's, okay, you just keep it moving and be quiet. Just take it in, knowing that one day that no is gonna turn into a yes from the right person, right people, right business, right opportunities, you name it. Also your drive, all right? Everyone's got a drive. Some are driven by their kids, some are driven by their family, some are driven by horrible past relationships whereby you were so domiciled and you were a footman, and now you're like, you wake up and like it's all about me now. In my case, I was driven by my family. I grew up from very humble beginnings and I wanted so much. Right? I wanted to have the nice house, the nice cars, that family. I wanted the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. I wanted it all. So what I did was I put it to work. I put it to prayer, and I put God first in everything I do. And why I say put God first in everything that you do, because sometimes you're so driven by that drive. You want it so badly that you accept what things you should not accept. You find yourself doing things you should not do. You find yourself waking up the next morning and really like hating yourself, like, ooh, why did I do that? Oh my God, what? When you put God first, you'd have that inner strength to walk away from things that you think, you know what, it's not befitting for a queen. It'll give you that conscience, that confidence, so like, you know what, nah, I'm gonna pass, thank you. Because what's mine will be mine and will stay mine. Second thing I do is I work hard, girl. I work all the hours that God sends. I work hard. I'm always worried about competition. Like anybody else, I swear I am. So what I do is I make sure I'm 5 steps ahead. Because when the copycats come, because they would come, especially if you're an innovator, they would come. You wanna be 5 steps ahead, all right? Because if someone copies you, it's actually a good thing. It is, you know, because you copied somebody. But of course, maybe you made it your own. You know, we all have the same ideas. It's really who gets there first and who's the best to manifest their ideas. So I just make sure that I'm five steps ahead of the game. I'm always trying to be innovative. I'm always trying to reinvent myself. And then lastly, consistency. Whatever you do over and over and over again, you become perfect at. You become the master of your own craft. Consistency is key. Showing up is the first rule. All right? I hope that helps. But Queen, you got this. Okay? You got this. All right. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Sheila O. How you all doing? Hope you all keeping safe. I have a new segment on my show, How Far with Sheila O, where you get to ask me any questions, unfiltered, whatever it is. I got the right answer for you. I'm going to pick lucky winners, okay, who actually send me videos, okay, on landscape, asking me questions, and the questions and my answer is going to be on the How Far show in over 44 countries in Africa, also on YouTube and also on social media. So please send me the videos and you can actually DM it to me. Thank you. Checking in is your girl Sheila O. How far? What's up? Wagwan? How you all doing? Join me as I go one-on-one with musical geniuses, entrepreneurs, forward thinkers, the powers that be. I get them to spill their tea.
Yo, what's the deal? It's Ronnie,
Bobby, Ricky,
and Mike.
The homeboy T-Pain right here.
aka the hot girl coach.
Hey yo, this is Sean Party Girls and Move Around, telling y'all make sure you tune into How Far.
Host. We're our host.
Sheila O, baby. We love you. Can't wait to see you.
On How Far, exclusively on HIPTV every Friday and Monday, 10:30 p.m. GMT+1. How far now?
Watch How Far with Sheila O, Fridays and Mondays at 10:30 p.m. GMT +1 on HIPTV, DSTV. Powered by Star Rattler, Fairuz, and Munchit.
How come you have a brother who's in Ghana and you're in the States? How come you guys never connected? You steps?
We're half siblings.
half?
Yep.
Okay.
My father had his whole life and career in Ghana before he came to the U.S. So I'm a bit younger than all my other siblings, but I have siblings in Ghana. He and my sister Nancy as well.
Oh, wow.
And I've got siblings in Europe too. So we all connected as we got older and are just forming our own relationships. And we have so much in common. Having never met, we share so many commonalities and have so much that we
blood, they say, is thicker than water. So yeah, I can agree to that. Did you pick up any of the slangs while you were out there?
No.
Hey, not even Charlie. You didn't pick up one slang.
Not one. It's so bad.
Do you remember any of the dishes you had? Any of the meals you had?
Oh yes, I had a lot of. I don't know the actual names of everything because I literally ate everything that they gave me. But I made my own.
Did they put shito in everything?
Yes.
Did they put shito for you?
Yes, that was delicious. I
Even
grew up on
cereal,
that.
they put shito in. I love Ghana. You all know I love him. You all know they're my people. You know I love you. Know, but no. But seriously though, they
It was
put shito in
amazing.
everything.
Yes, and I had to make
good.
my own pounded yam with the stick.
Ooh,
They
that's the
put me to work,
That's
but
the
it was
bomb.
worth it.
That's the bomb.
It was worth it.
So you married?
Not married. I was engaged. I had also a breakup during the pandemic. So that was.
But God knows best.
Yeah, God knows best. So I think all of us went through so many changes during this time period that put us on different life courses.
Yes.
So yep, I'm just out and exploring the world.
She's exploring and she out. My girl, she exploring and she out. Thank you so much for spending time with me. When the vaccine comes out, you gonna take it? I mean, it's your field. You gonna take the vaccine when it comes out?
Yeah, I'm definitely not against vaccines. I will just feel a lot more comfortable giving it a little bit of time to see how.
I know people are going crazy. You want to be sure, like you be like, you know.
And I want to have kids one day and all that. I want to make sure that I'm putting,
That's right.
it's really, my health is really important to me. What I put into my body is important.
Yes.
Doing my own research is important as well. Asking questions, even though the vaccine is important for us to really manage our health and manage this whole COVID experience, asking questions is always okay. And
knowledge.
Knowledge is power, like you said.
It is power. So. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really had so much fun with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you do more things.
Thank you so much.
Okay, the sky's no, it's not going to be the limit. They say the sky's the limit, but you're going to surpass that. So I'm very sure of it. But thanks for hanging out with me in Lagos, Andromeda. That's my girl, guys. Andromeda, okay, she is Miss United States 2018 to 2019, a pageant queen. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to see you all next week, guys, on How Far with Sheila. Oh, what's up, Wagwan? How you are doing? Tell that energy to stay far away. I'm out, y'all. Hey.